I'm Lance Burdett and I'm here to talk about how to look after loved ones who are struggling with life. This video isn't designed for those people who are actually struggling, it's for the ones that are looking after those who are struggling. My background, just so you know who I am, I spent 13 years as a crisis negotiator with New Zealand Police. Suicide intervention was my speciality. Suicide intervention is a lot different to what we're going to talk about. What police do is they shake people and take them. They get them out of the immediate situation and take them for help. And can I encourage you that if you do have a loved one who's struggling, take them to get them some professional help. That's what you should do in every single occasion, if you suspect it. However, the difficulty arises when your loved one doesn't want to get help, when they don't want to go to see somebody, an expert, or they just try and bury it and forget about it. So we're going to look at some of the signs that you might see in somebody who is struggling. What to say and do to them and how to help them, but in particular how to help yourself so that you can help others. So let's look at the common warning signs of somebody who is struggling or who is unwell. For me, the biggest indicator is they won't look at your face when you talk with them. Part of human behaviour and human conduct is around looking at each other's face. It's about reading expressions and emotions and things like that. And it's part of socialisation. We don't do that. That's the first thing to go when we are struggling. We just want to hide away from those sorts of things. How do I know this? Because I struggled once in my life. I was in the mire. In fact, unfortunately had suicidal ideations, thoughts of killing myself. So I know what goes on, as many others do, unfortunately, what's going on inside people's heads. The number one thing, avoiding contact with people. Oftentimes they'll get busy. They'll keep doing things. They won't slow down. They'll go here, they'll go there, they'll be flat out. They'll talk faster than normal. They get very busy to run away from their thoughts. The only problem is running away from your thoughts doesn't solve problems. Demons come in the dark. Our thoughts get deepest in the dark. Why? Because there's nothing going on. So during the day, what we're trying to do is race away from all those things that are going on. So they'll get busy. They'll start to make mistakes, perhaps. They'll start to be forgetful. There's lots of exaggerated behaviour. They become quite emotional with situations. At the drop of a hat, short fuses. If they drink, they'll drink more. If they smoke, they'll smoke more. They start to increase negative habits. They won't care about the way they look. They'll hide in their room. They'll start to isolate themselves. Oftentimes what they also do is while they're in their room, they'll start gaming, particularly in the evenings, or going onto the internet, which is just adding to the cause of things. What they're doing again is trying to flood their brain to stop it from thinking about negative things. They'll go gaming, they'll get exhausted about 2, 3 in the morning and won't wake up till midday. Great difficulties with sleep. The brain is going flat out. We know that people under the age of sort of around the 25, maybe 30ish mark, we have 90,000 thoughts a day. So their brains are going faster than everyone else's are going. And because of that, everything is exaggerated and negative. When they've been doing this for a while, they start to look quite pale. That's the danger zone for me. When people start to look pale in their face, it means that the blood is going to the heart and lungs, the vital organs, in fight or flight for too long. The body's under attack, so the brain will start to shut things down. That's a really dangerous position to be in. Can I encourage you, if your loved one is looking pale, take them to a doctor. Take them somewhere. Go with them. We feel isolated when we're in that deep, dark place. And we won't want to talk about it. Why? Because it's bringing this stuff up. You know, we do the opposite of what we think we should do. So some of the things that you can encourage them to do is just to be there. It is said that perhaps you should ask them, are they thinking of killing themselves? Now, for a parent to ask a child that is very, very difficult. If that's what's recommended, then perhaps you should do that. However, for me, what I would be saying is something like, are you okay? Are you all right? You're not your usual self. You're looking down. They'll try and push you away. Don't force it. Don't try and fix it. We try and fix things too soon in these situations, we'll push people away. It's just that gentle reminder. Get them to promise that if they are having deep, dark thoughts, that they'll come and speak with you. You're going to have to try and get away from that parent and now be, as much as you can, as a helper. Perhaps even a friend if you want to go that way. It's more about trying to put yourself alongside them. Don't try and fix it. If you force people to do things, you'll force them away. It's taken a while on it most times to get down to that deep mire. It's going to take twice as long to come back out of it. So you're not going to fix this stuff straight away. So what are some simple things that you can do perhaps to help them other than look after yourself? We'll come back to you soon. Encourage them to talk. Every now and then they walk past you, say good morning, how's it going? If you can get them outside in the sun to talk for a little bit, have a cup of coffee in the sunlight, that will help. But getting that socialisation going as much as possible. They will isolate themselves from their friends. If you call their friends up and say, hey, come and chat with my child, that may also alienate them. So you're going to have to sort of try and go with what they want. Difficult to do, particularly if they're really deep and dark. Do you know when we get absorbed into that dark thoughts, our rational thoughts is gone. So trying to speak to somebody rationally doesn't work. You know, you need to switch out of this. You need to pick yourself up. You need to. That's the worst thing that you can do. You start encouraging them as much as you can, encouraging them with love, with being there. You know, a gentle touch on the arm. If you can hug your kids, hug them. But certainly a gentle touch on the arm is one of the things that you can say without words. I'm here for you. I'm around. I love you. Tell them that you love them. Tell them you love them more than anyone else. And it's important they'll be there for you. So get them to promise that if they're having deep, dark thoughts, that they'll come and speak with you. Oftentimes we know that people, when they're in the mire, think they're hurting those that they love. That's the worst case scenario for you, isn't it? So tell them that you love them and that you love them unconditionally, no matter what. Be gentle with them and be gentle with yourself. So let's look at what it is that you can do to look after yourself. Well, again, the three things: socialisation, exercise and sleep. Talk with people. Get into groups with people that are in similar situations. Just going out for a cup of coffee and talking about some of these things that's going on will help you. Exercise, 15-minute walk a day, will generate endorphins, will get rid of adrenaline and cortisol in your blood and also help you. And sleep. Sleep is the most important thing. I haven't got time to go through a whole lot of that at the moment. If you do want some information on sleep, I can send it to you. It's all research-based. It's things that work. warninternational.com, W-A-R-N international.com. Go there, sleep tips, ask for it. I'll send it back to you in an email. It's about 6 pages long, so that you can start getting back to sleep to look after yourself. So I hope some of these things have been helpful to you. If you can encourage your loved one perhaps to read that document. It talks about relaxation, it talks about socialisation, and it talks about sleep. Perhaps you might want to leave that document sitting around lying on a table somewhere so that they can pick it up and have a look at it. But please, please, please don't force them, because if you force people, you will push them away. Unless they're in that pale stage, then perhaps you might need to force them to go and seek some help. You know, I used to read out evidence in a coroner's court. Every week there'd be 3, 4 or 5 suicides. And it's just heartbreaking, this stuff. Know that the loved one loves you. Know that the rational thought's gone. They've forgotten about love. They've forgotten about life. They just want to escape their negative thoughts. They've been drowning. I liken it to being hit by a wave and you come up for a breath and you get hit by another wave. It is a terrible, deep, dark place to be. So look after yourself to look after others. If you need any more information, please do go to our website. But other than that, take care. Look after yourselves and look after those around you. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Thank you.